Alrighty, guys, we're here with Coach Berg, specializing in strength building. So we're going to discuss the topic this evening of how to maintain muscle mass and gain strength during isolation, ISO life, really. So let's take it away, Berg. Let's go from there.
That's it. So just going to rip through just some of the basics of training. So basically the training methods help keep gains or even push making gains. There's treating it like how you have it. So there's core fundamentals to hit as in a pyramid. The very foundation of the pyramid, which is the most essential to do, all the way up to the top, which is less important, but still useful to help pushing gains for whatever you're doing with minimal equipment. But even if you're in the gym or if you're at home, there's always going to be core fundamentals that you need to hit. So the very base of the whole pyramid really is as simple and cliche as it is, consistency and adherence. So it's just training just consistently, at least twice a week, but up to 4 to 6 times a week as well. And just having adherence to a certain structure of training. So you're just doing things week by week, you're doing lower body 2 to 3 times a week, upper body 2 to 3 times a week, working core, just hitting all the movement patterns. And as long as you're consistent, you'll be able to make, or at least sustain your gains. That's 80% of the whole battle, or at the very least half. But from there, it's going to be having a certain amount of volume, intensity, and frequency with your training. So you want to at least hit 10 to 20 sets per movement pattern a week. So the basic movement patterns is squatting, hinging movements, some variation of deadlift or hip thrust, vertical push and pull of some kind, and a horizontal push and pull of some kind. And as long as you can hit about 10 to 20 sets broken up through the week,
so let's
right there.
Sorry to interrupt there. Let's give you guys a couple of examples of, some horizontal push and pulls and vertical that can be done minimal to no gear in isolation.
Yeah, so a super simple one would be doing there's a whole bunch of different methods of doing things, but would be just doing A-B superset of doing even just push-ups, hitting push-ups to near failure. You almost, depending on how strong you are, it's going to be different. Some people will battle at 8 to 10 reps with quality, others maybe 20 to 30, but just hitting push-ups to near failure, getting a certain amount of tension, 5 sets of that. Superset with maybe a horizontal pull-up, or if you have a TRX ring row, or you can even be working through, if you have band pull aparts, but that will be the basic push and pull combo. Or if you have a pull-up bar, you can work with that. But it's basically a simple session would be 5 sets of both of those, of any variation of just a push-up or staggered push-up, single arm push-up if you're more advanced, narrow grip, all that kind of stuff.
Quite easily you can do your pull-up variation, just doing horizontal row underneath your bench, underneath your dining table.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just challenging. Put your feet up on a chair so you're elevated.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, if someone saying harder for push-ups or in the rep range, but if you've got them easy, add a bit of tempo.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just getting more time under tension.
Yeah.
The other thing you want to, but then generally a set, if your goal is more maintaining muscle mass, it's trying to get at least say 30 to 40 seconds at least of tension per set. So if you're doing push-ups, and you're stronger push-ups, if I just do 10 push-ups and I get it done in 10 seconds, it really doesn't really do much. But if you can work through controlled reps with tempo and you do the 10 push-ups in 40 seconds, or if you're just pumping reps and you hit 30 push-ups in that 40 seconds, you get quite a strong stimulus. But it's basically just working to fatigue. If the muscles are not fatigued, then they haven't been worked.
Okay, so you're saying sometimes instead of setting set number of reps, you could be okay, I'm going to do 4 sets of 30, 45 seconds constant tension. So you have a timer there, and unbroken. If you need a break, but then get straight back on it, so you stay within that time domain.
Yeah, so that is an excellent one to help one stick to a certain protocol. So I've been doing that with a few guys I've been programming for, and it's just doing 45 seconds of work with 45 seconds rest, and it's supersetting with maybe 2 or 3 movements, and it'll be like a push-up move, a press movement, a pull movement, and maybe a lower body single leg movement, or some variation, or even a core movement. And you're just hitting that 45 seconds just to have that volume in. And that's like a great variation to just do more on time under tension as opposed to reps. And yeah, it works very well, especially when you're limited with how much load you can put on yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And so would you say in different things, so I know it's kind of the whole mentality of people like feel like they haven't like started to sweat too much, they haven't done any work and things like that, but to maintain your muscle mass as well as gain some strength during these sort of times, they just focus on what you just talked about there then, but not always trying to grow themselves into the ground by doing like all these little chippers and moving one burpees. Would be maybe doing some of those bodyweight things and make it more complex. So using a lot more muscles in the one movement, so simple bodyweight complexes. But on those days, going for a good 45, 6-minute hike, whether you've got a bit of weight with you or you're just out there walking briskly, you'd suggest that rather than people just going, okay, 100 burpees for time. And all they're doing, I feel, is just kind of backpedaling the work that they've just been putting in and what they like have learned and utilizing to maintain and gain some strength.
Yeah, it just sort of all depends on the goals. Like with the whole quarantine stuff, like if someone gets excited doing 100 burpees for time, like that's personally not me. But like if that makes you do it like over an hour, 60-minute walk, you probably just like, if you're more likely to do the thing, you can go do that thing, because it still comes down to the foundation of like sustainability and adherence of something. Like if you can do that, then you can do that, because it's still better than being a fucking couch potato. But if your goal is to actually get stronger, then you want to have intentful movement of strength, of building strength and muscle with like time under tension, of deliberate intent, of working through whatever you can find to challenge yourself through like the basic movement patterns of like a push and a pull and a squat and like a lunge and a hinge and all that kind of stuff. And you can do that with minimal equipment. It's just need to work yourself to fatigue points.
And kind of just think outside that box and utilize what you've got in your household and your surroundings, yeah?
Yeah, it's just using what's around you. You can just cinder block with some bricks, load up a backpack with some stuff, and then you can work through like split squats. And you don't even need weight for split squats, like Bulgarian split squats. You can just do 60 seconds of just constant tension repetitions on a Bulgarian split squat, and your legs are fucked.
They make you feel ill thinking about them.
Yeah, exactly. And like if you can just get, say, 3 to 5 minutes of total tension of just like doing per leg on Bulgarian split squats, your legs won't shrink.
Yeah.
Like there's always methods with that. And then you can work on progression from there, just finding more and more hard leverages. So if a push-up's easy, like we said before, you can work to deficit push-ups, increase like working leverages with your feet elevated, doing planche push-ups, progressions, and pike push-ups. And it's really just working on, it's just getting slightly more creative, but understanding the core principles of movement of just like a push and a pull and that kind of stuff. Your body, you can just play and just do some almost that animalistic type stuff.
100%. And I like what you said before when I was talking about different things that are beneficial in the sense of conditioning.
Yeah.
I guess it's the minority of people out there that actually will do stuff because they know it's beneficial to them, even though they don't enjoy it. Most people, I'd say upwards of 95% of the population, if they don't enjoy it, they're not going to do it. So if you're someone like that, like you're saying, if you, rather than go for a walk or a hike for 45 the hour, get in and just do the 100 burpees. Not beneficial to what we're talking about for those sort of adaptations, but it's still doing something and keeping you fit.
Yeah, it's just getting out. It's just moving. Like all the things are good right now. It's just getting out and moving. Because honestly, when it comes to training, like I've had multiple times I struggle to make myself train and motivated. But then I just like force myself to do something of just like 10-minute or 15-minute EMOM of free whatever fuck movements just to get momentum.
Yeah.
I can make myself do something minimal, and then from there you can get momentum. And you start doing something more productive,
Yeah.
like whatever you can make yourself do just to get momentum, and then you can keep flowing through. But yeah, that's like the fundamentals. Yeah, with training, but as long as you can get a certain amount of volume, you can train certain movement parts throughout the week, at least like 2 to 3 times per movement pattern, and you work on the day to some fatigue, where it's hard to complete each set, then you're normally pretty good. Like, as then from there, it's just getting enough good quality nutrition. Don't send it with too many beers and that kind of stuff. And yeah, but like, yeah, there's a million and one methods of time, durations, and special reps you can do, and you can play around with that. Like, yeah. I can talk for a good hour. I have like a few different methods and that I can get into, but there's so many things one can do.
Exactly. But I like where the kind of rabbit hole we've gone down this evening, kind of kept it kind of simple and straightforward so people can have a basic understanding that you don't need to have a degree to put these things in place and really understand and utilize what's been discussed tonight. It's pretty straightforward, really, isn't it?
Yeah. It is like straightforward. It's just writing things down and just being consistent. It sounds real repetitive, but it's just doing certain things consistently and just doing it repeatedly throughout the week, and don't skip days, and just make yourself do something, and then you just create momentum. You build up from there.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Consistency. Like, I know a lot of people struggle with that at the best times, let alone lockdown, which is one of those things. So easy to follow a routine and to keep consistency up, but that is so important. You just need some driving factor to keep you going. Like you said, nutrition is the biggest thing, which we will dive down that rabbit hole another time. And obviously sleep again. Sleep, nutrition first foremost, and then make sure you're consistent with your training, correct?
Yeah, that's it. That's like full circle, all the little things that's needed. But like to adhere to all that kind of stuff, it's just understanding what your priorities are.
Yeah.
Like, and then just keep asking yourself, and then even pace or whatever kind of mental gymnastics you can do is just thinking about asking yourself why you value these things and why you're doing it to achieve it, and then work and link it together.
All right. That all makes sense. So I guess we'll, have you got anything further to touch on there, Berg, or should we just wrap it there so people just get the basic understanding of it, and it's not too hard for them to not too hard for them all to understand everything that was said tonight?
Yeah, I think that's sweet enough from there. Like, I've been posting pretty regularly of some of these methods on like Instagram and on Facebook and that these days as well, to help like how these methods are actually applied. But yeah, it's just like just doing things. But yeah,
no,
we don't. I could do hours of talking about different methods for fun, but yeah.
We know that. And anyway, if anyone's got any further questions, don't hesitate to DM myself or Debo, and we're happy to answer them. And like Debo was saying, check out his channel, Instagram, Facebook, and things. Also stay up to date with our one, the human channel on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, because a lot of different things you post in there, just some general at-home bodyweight complexes, from everything with Debo goes down to the extent of different actual complexes and time and tension movements and barbells and minimal equipment. Awesome. Well, thanks for giving us your time this evening, Coach Berg. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right, mate.